Hi everyone, I am Jacqueline Florentino from BSED 3A. So today we will talk about a story entitled Erysichthon. So the summary: Erysichthon was arrogant king of Thessaly. He paid little attention to what other people said or thought and always did exactly what as he pleased. So one day he and his servants went into the woods to look for firewood. So in the middle of a small grove, he spotted a fine, strong oak tree that he wanted. So he turned to his servants and told them to cut it down. But the servants would not even go near the oak because they knew it belonged to Demeter. So Erysichthon laughed at them. Foolish, frightened little men. Give me the axe, we will see who's afraid of Demeter. So he cut down the tree anyway, and bright red blood was pouring from the cut. But Erysichthon ignored the strange blood. He then carried the blood-soaked wood home with him. So he became so desperate that he started to sell his daughter to fishermen. However, Poseidon, god of the sea, gave her the power to shift shape, which allowed her to free herself. So every time he returned to her father, he sold her again to buy money for more food. Then it wasn't long before Demeter found out what had happened to her favorite tree. So in anger, she cursed Erysichthon that no matter how much he eats, it will never be enough. He will starve even as he fills himself with food. So Erysichthon could not buy enough food to fill himself. His body grew weaker and weaker. He ate all day, but he was starving to death. So one day, all the food in the house was gone. Erysichthon began to go insane with hunger. So in desperation, he turned upon his own body. He chewed hungrily at his arms and legs until at last death freed him from his torture. Now we have the characters. First, we have Erysichthon. He was a Thessalian king who chopped down the sacred grove of the goddess Demeter in order to build himself a feast hall. So as punishment for the crime, the goddess inflicted him with insatiable hunger, driving him to exhaust his riches and finally in abject poverty to for his own flesh. So Demeter. Demeter was the ancient Greek goddess to the harvest. She was a very important goddess to ancient Greek people who farmed a lot of their food. Next we have here Mestra. So Mestra was a daughter of Erysichthon, the king of Thessaly. Her father cut down trees in a grove sacred to Demeter. So Demeter punished him by placing Aethon, the god of famine, in his stomach while he was sleeping, making him permanently hungry. Now the symbolism. Oak tree is a symbol of every prayer Demeter had granted. So the men refused to cut it down, but then the king Erysichthon easily cut it down for his own desire, for his own benefits. No? So the setting, so a mythological figure usually located in Thessaly, and then the conflict is man versus supernatural. So the theme, dishonoring prideful or overconfident behavior. So thought to offend the gods, so serious moral crime in ancient Greece. Of course it is. So the moral lesson of the story, so the story warns of disrespecting the gods but also of respecting the land and never wanting excessively and falling prey to greed. So it is good to want but always in moderation. So if you want something, we should put it in moderation, no? Kanang dili lang kayo kung unsay gusto nato dapat makuha ni dayon ana bitaw. So we should respect also not just human but also the land because wa ta kay bawon kung say mga kanang nagbantay ana. Sama sa ginaingon sa mga katiguangan kung asa ka moadto, like kung dili ka familiar sa lugar, dili ka mapatakaog, hila ka ng kuri-kuri bitaw. Kay mga kahoy-kahoy, dili mo saba-saba bitaw. So, thank you guys for listening. I hope you learned something and God bless.